a beacon light shining across the Ohio River, 2,000 enslaved people, one family's 40-year mission to guide them to freedom. The story that made me want to explore Ohio in the first place. Welcome back to Arthur Lee's Adventures. I'm Arthur Lee, and we're 5 states into our incredible 50-state journey through America's hidden history. Great to have you back, explorers. New here? You've just joined an amazing adventure through the forgotten stories that shaped our nation. Today, we're diving deep into Ohio, and I promise you, the Buckeye State has been keeping some incredible secrets. I've uncovered 10 remarkable facts about Ohio. We'll start with number 10 and work our way up to the most mind-blowing revelation at number 1. If you're new here, welcome to the adventure. That subscribe button helps more than you know. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming. Fact number 10. The first automatic electric traffic signal. Picture this. It's 1923 in Cleveland, Ohio. The streets are chaos. Cars, horses, pedestrians all fighting for space at busy intersections. Accidents are happening daily. Then along comes Garrett Morgan, an African-American inventor who witnessed one particularly horrible crash. He thought, there's got to be a better way. So Morgan designed something revolutionary, a T-shaped traffic signal with 3 positions: stop, go. And here's the brilliant part, an all-directional stop position that cleared the intersection completely for pedestrians. On November 20th, 1923, Morgan received United States patent number 1,475,024 for the first automatic electric traffic signal. General Electric was so impressed, they bought the rights for $40,000. That's over $600,000 in today's money. Every traffic light you've ever stopped at? It all started with Garrett Morgan's idea in Cleveland. Speaking of revolutionary ideas, wait until you hear this next one. Fact number 9. America's first concrete street, 1893, Bellefontaine, Ohio. Before this moment, American streets were basically a nightmare. Dirt that turned to mud when it rained, gravel that scattered everywhere, brick that cracked and shifted, wooden planks that rotted. Then someone in Bellefontaine had a wild idea. What if we tried this new thing called Portland cement? Court Avenue became America's testing ground for concrete streets. They mixed the cement, poured it, and held their breath. Would it hold up to heavy wagon traffic? Would it survive Ohio winters? Not only did it worked so well that it sparked a concrete revolution across America. That single street experiment in a small Ohio town changed how we build roads forever. And here's the crazy part. Portions of that original 1893 concrete are still there today. You think that's impressive? Check out number 8. The first African-American professional nurse. Mary Eliza Mahoney graduated from the New England Hospital for Women and Children in 1879, becoming the first professionally trained African-American nurse in the United States. But here's the Ohio connection that makes this even more remarkable. In 1911, Mahoney moved to Cleveland to work with the city's growing African-American community. For 11 years, she provided crucial healthcare services while fighting for racial equality in nursing. This wasn't just about treating patients. Mahoney helped establish the National Association of Colored Graduate Nurses in 1908. She was breaking barriers and building foundations for future generations. Cleveland became her base for advocacy work that would transform nursing across America. One woman, changing healthcare and civil rights, one patient at a time. Now things start getting really interesting. Fact number 7. Standard Oil's Cleveland Empire. January 10th, 1870. John D. Rockefeller and his partners incorporated Standard Oil Company right here in Ohio. But this wasn't just another business startup. Within 10 years, Standard Oil controlled between 90 and 95% of oil refining in the entire United States. The empire started in Cleveland because of its perfect location, close to Pennsylvania oil fields. Direct access to Great Lakes shipping, Rockefeller's Cleveland refineries became some of the largest in the world. By the early 1870s, they were processing massive quantities of crude oil daily. Cleveland wasn't just participating in the oil industry. It was the oil industry. Standard Oil eventually moved its headquarters to New York, but Cleveland remained the beating heart of American oil refining. One company, one city, reshaping the entire American economy. Ready for number 6? This one still amazes me. Annie Oakley's Ohio sharpshooter origins. August 13th, 1860. Phoebe Ann Mosey is born in Darke County, Ohio. Most people know Annie Oakley as the famous Wild West sharpshooter. But her origin story? That happened right here in Ohio. At age 8, after her father died, young Phoebe taught herself to hunt to help feed her family. By age 15, she was so skilled that she paid off the family farm mortgage by selling game to Cincinnati hotels and restaurants. Then came the moment that changed everything. A shooting contest in Cincinnati. 15-year-old Phoebe versus professional marksman Frank Butler. 25 clay targets each. Phoebe hit 25, Butler hit 24. Butler was so impressed by this teenage girl from Ohio that he eventually married her. And Phoebe Ann Mosey became the legendary Annie Oakley. It all started with a farm kid from Ohio who could outshoot anyone. We're halfway through, and honestly, the next 5 facts are going to blow your mind even more. Fact number 5. The Goodyear Blimp's Akron birthplace. May 23rd, 1925. Akron, Ohio. The first Goodyear blimp, named Pilgrim, takes its maiden flight. 128 feet long. Built for $35,000. Capable of carrying 5 passengers plus crew. Goodyear built this airship for one purpose: to advertise their tires at sporting events. Akron had become the rubber capital of the world, home to Goodyear, Firestone, and General Tire. The Pilgrim was so successful that it launched a fleet of Goodyear blimps that became iconic symbols of American sports and advertising. Every time you see a blimp floating over a football stadium, you're seeing the legacy of that first flight in Akron, Ohio. From rubber tires to floating advertisements, Akron literally took marketing to new heights. We're in the top 4 now, and it only gets better. Fact number 4. The Battle of Lake Erie's impossible victory. September 10th, 1813. The War of 1812 is raging. British forces control Lake Erie. American Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry faces an impossible situation near Put-in Bay, Ohio. His flagship, the Lawrence, is getting destroyed by British cannons. His crew is falling around him. Any reasonable commander would surrender. Perry does something insane instead. He grabs the ship's battle flag, jumps into a rowboat, and rows through enemy fire to another American ship. Then he keeps fighting. Against all odds, Perry defeats the entire British fleet. His famous message afterward? "We have met the enemy and they are ours." This single victory gave Americans control of Lake Erie and changed the entire war. An impossible naval battle won in Ohio waters that helped save American independence. Buckle up for this next one. Fact number 3. The Cuyahoga River fire that changed America. June 22nd, 1969. Cleveland, Ohio. Something happens that should be impossible. The Cuyahoga River catches fire. Sparks from a passing train ignite oil-soaked debris floating on the water. The river burns for 30 minutes. $50,000 in damage to 2 railroad bridges. Now here's the thing. This river had caught fire 13 times before since 1868. But this time was different. This time, Time magazine covered it. The whole nation saw photos of a river on fire. People were horrified. A river. On fire, in America. This single event galvanized the environmental movement like nothing before it. The 1969 Cuyahoga River fire led directly to the Clean Water Act of 1972 and the creation of the Environmental Protection Agency. One burning river in Ohio that sparked a revolution in how we protect our environment. This next fact changed how I see Ohio forever. Fact number 2. America's first professional baseball team. March 15th, 1869. Cincinnati, Ohio. Baseball was still an amateur sport. Players had regular jobs. Teams were just local clubs having fun. Then the Cincinnati Red Stockings made a revolutionary decision. They would pay all their players' salaries, between $600 and $1,400 per season. The first fully professional baseball team in America was born. Led by manager Harry Wright and star player George Wright, the Red Stockings didn't just succeed. They dominated. Their first season record? 65 wins, 0 losses. Undefeated. They revolutionized baseball by abandoning the amateur tradition. Their success sparked the formation of professional leagues nationwide. Cincinnati became the birthplace of professional baseball as we know it. Every major league game you've ever watched traces back to that decision in Cincinnati, Ohio. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Fact number 1. Ohio's Underground Railroad capital. Ripley, Ohio. A small town on the Ohio River that became the most important stop on the Underground Railroad. From 1822 to 1865, Presbyterian minister John Rankin and his 13 sons conducted rescue operations that saved over 2,000 enslaved people. The Rankin house sat on a hilltop overlooking the Ohio River. Every night, John Rankin placed a beacon light in his window. That light was visible from across the river in Kentucky. For freedom seekers, it was a signal. Safety. Hope. Freedom. For over 40 years, the Rankins rode across the river in the dead of night, guiding desperate families to freedom. 2,000 lives saved by one family's incredible courage. That beacon light shining from Ripley, Ohio, represents one of the most powerful symbols of American freedom and human compassion in our nation's history. From Garrett Morgan's traffic signal to John Rankin's beacon of freedom, Ohio has proven it's anything but ordinary. This state has been quietly shaping American history in ways most people never realize. Which of these facts surprised you the most? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you want to discover more hidden stories like these, subscribe and hit that bell. I release new adventures every week exploring America's forgotten history. Next time, we're heading to a state with an even wilder history. Trust me, fact number 3 on that list had me researching for hours. As Neil Young once sang about Ohio, some stories demand to be remembered. Thanks for joining me on another adventure. Until next time, keep exploring.